In the annals of American justice, there are stories that haunt us, stories that force us to look at our past and question our definitions of guilt and innocence. This is one of those stories. It's the story of Joe Arridy, a man whose greatest misfortune was not the crime he was accused of, but the mind he possessed. In 1936 in Pueblo, Colorado, a brutal crime shocked the community. The murder of a young girl. The pressure to solve the case was immense. Weeks later, in Cheyenne, Wyoming, authorities picked up a 23-year-old drifter named Joe Arridy. Joe was different. By today's understanding, he had an intellectual disability with a mental age of perhaps 4 to 6 years old. He was naive, easily led, and desperately sought friendship. Under aggressive and manipulative interrogation without a lawyer or guardian present, Joe confessed to a crime he knew nothing about. The confession, though false and full of inconsistencies, was all the evidence needed. Joe Arridy was swiftly tried, convicted, and sentenced to death in the gas chamber. His court-appointed lawyers did little to defend him, failing to highlight his profound disability. But here is where the story becomes almost unbearably tragic. On death row, Joe never understood his fate. He believed the prison guards were his friends. He happily played with a toy train, the warden's own gift, rolling it along the cold floor of his cell. He would smile and wave at the people who came to see the happiest prisoner on death row. He had no hatred, no fear, only a childlike innocence that stood in stark contrast to the brutal reality of his situation. On January 6, 1939, Joe Arridy was led to the gas chamber. It's reported that his final words were, "I'm going to see Jesus." He was 23 years old. Decades later, researchers and advocates proved that what was clear to even many people back then, Joe Arridy was innocent. He was not in Pueblo on the night of the murder. He was a pawn in a system that valued closure over the truth. In 2011, more than 70 years after his death, Joe Arridy was granted a full posthumous pardon, not for mercy but because he was without a doubt an innocent man. So why do we remember Joe Arridy? His story is not just a historical footnote. It is a permanent cautionary tale, a reminder of the profound responsibility that comes with justice. It asks us to protect the most vulnerable among us and to constantly question the system we have in place. In memory of Joe Arridy, may his story inspire greater justice and compassion.